I'm Brandon Isle of BYU-Idaho Radio, and joining me in the studio is Tanner Christensen. He is the Chief Fun Officer at BYU-Idaho. Is that the right name?
President Meredith has said that I am the joy promoter on campus. It's my official title to him.
I love it. You've got a new concert. We call it a concert, but it's a comedian coming on campus, and this is a big thing. Tell us about Nate Bargatze coming.
Yeah, so I took over for what was formerly Center Stage, which is now BYU Live. So we did that rebrand just a few weeks ago. And as part of that, we wanted to kick it off with an amazing semester, the biggest acts that we could get. So we are starting with Lauren Daigle, and then after Lauren Daigle in October is coming Nate Bargatze, which is just an awesome experience for the students, for the employees, and for the community as a whole. He is hands down the number one comedian in the world right now, from film, television, touring. I mean, you name it, he's there. So for him to take the time and come to BYU-Idaho is going to be an amazing experience for all who attend.
Yeah. And this tour he's been doing for a little while now, and this is a slightly different version of one that if you maybe saw him in Salt Lake City recently, this will be a little bit different.
Yeah, a little bit different. So this is his Big Dumb Eyes tour, and he has a little bit of an alternate version called Big Dumb Eyes Goes to College. So he's visiting a few colleges this fall, and we made that list. So yes, if you've seen his stand-up specials, his TV appearances, you may catch one or two familiar jokes, but there'll be a lot of good material that you may never have heard before.
Yeah. He's just been everywhere lately. You mentioned film, television. I mean, Saturday Night Live has loved him, and Netflix specials and movies, just everything, everywhere, all at once, right?
Yeah, it's funny. He started, if you go to his website, it's not natebargatze.com, but it's Nateland. And I think he really does inspire to be like Disney, right? Walt Disney, wanting to provide family entertainment and family experiences in all facets of the world of entertainment. So like you said, from movies to film, TV, and he's even talked about starting a theme park as well, just like what Disney did. Why not? And so I think, you can't miss him.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting. So October 23rd, it's Friday.
Yep.
Tickets will be available starting Thursday for students and employees of BYU-Idaho, and then the public on Friday.
Correct.
Right? And what's the website for that?
Our website is byui.edu/live. You'll be able to find tickets for Nate Bargatze and any of the other shows that we have coming up. We have 4 this semester.
Yeah.
So it'll all be great.
Let's talk about the other shows that have already been announced. I know Lauren Daigle's coming in September.
Yep.
And tell us about her. This, I think a lot of people know who she is, but tell us more.
Yeah, so Lauren Daigle is one of the most, and arguably the most popular Christian artists over the last decade. Her song "You Say" rose to the charts, and she has a lot of other ones, Hallelujah. And she did a song in the movie David that recently came out and was a great success, and has been compared to the Christian version of Adele with a really strong, powerful voice that we're going to be so lucky to have, and maybe a new form of worship that is not familiar to our people of standing and clapping and praising. And so that's going to be so fun to have. And we've talked about Nate Bargatze that we have coming. A show that we don't have announced yet, but I'll spill the beans anyways. He's been to campus a few times, is Jake Scott. He is a country pop mix of, a little bit of everything.
Just fun music.
Just fun music. I think this will be his 3rd time on campus, is one of the most requested people by students. And that's going to be November 13th in the Heart. And then on December 5th, we will be having our annual Christmas concert, which, I'll probably need to come back and talk more about that. But that is going to be bigger and funner than ever. We have Gentry, who's been here before and visits East Idaho, throughout the years. And then we also have a special guest, Emma Nissen, who a lot of people have heard in Christian radio and is an awesome jazz artist that we can't wait to have.
Her style is just so unique to maybe this area. We're not as used to jazz, but BYU-Idaho Radio, we love jazz. Mm-hmm. We play a lot of it. So she'll fit right in, and she's just so awesome.
Yeah, we couldn't be more excited to have all these performers coming, and hopefully many more in the winter and spring semesters.
Yeah. Well, what a good start with BYU Live and having these big time artists coming. And will they all be in the BYU-Idaho Center?
Yeah, it'll depend on, each artist. And so we have the BYU-Idaho Center, which up until last year or so has not been used for concerts. And so we're excited to expand that. We are looking at still doing concerts in the Heart. A lot of our Heart shows will be student-focused, right? So they may not be someone that a lot of adults, I don't want to say adults, but parents know, right? We're really going to try and aim for those ones that the students love. And then something we're working on for 2027 is a show at the outdoor stadium, which has never been done before, at least to the scale that we're doing it. And so bringing in a great big stage and a great big artist to fill that stage and fill those seats. So yeah, we're not afraid to use any venue on campus, but the BYU-Idaho Center is our most prominent venue.
Yeah. Well, that just has so many seats. You can get so many people in there, which is just fun. I went to the concert the first time Jake Scott came.
Yep, with Brett Young.
And we were all kind of timid, I think, at first. 'Cause this was like...
yeah, it feels like a church a little bit.
Yeah, are we supposed to clap and wear our cowboy hats in the BYU-Idaho Center? And it was like, yeah, this is okay. This is fun. We're supposed to gather here.
Yeah, but we've been working on that as well with the rebrand. You take the Marriott Center on BYU's campus, right? That's a space that's used for devotionals and also rowdy basketball games and other experiences that they provide. And depending on which event they have hosting there, there's a different vibe, right? A different feel visually and things like that. And that's something we're working to bring to the iCenter as well. And so we've been working on different photo opportunities, the lighting, mood, so that when you walk in, that you don't necessarily feel like you're going to church, right? But that you feel like you're going to a concert, and then once the concert's over and it's time for devotional, then you feel like you're going to devotional.
Yeah.
So we've been working on making sure that whole experience is great, and also been working on adding food trucks outside before the shows and different experiences for everyone in the family.
Well, that experience is so important. I know a lot of people will go very far to go to their favorite artist, right? Taylor Swift had sold out.
Yeah,
venues.
I went to Arizona.
Yeah.
I got on a plane to go see her.
Right, and you're spending a lot of money because you want that experience. Is that kind of what you're hoping to bring to BYU?
Yeah, with the BYU Live rebrand, we updated our website as well, and you'll see that it resembles less of what BYU-Idaho websites are normally catered to, which is students, right? And our website is now similar to that of the Mountain America Center, the Delta Center, the Moody Center, right? Where it is centered on the fan, who happens to be students for us too, but also if people are traveling, right, that they can go to that website and they can find, where do I park? Where do I eat? Where do I stay? As we get these bigger artists, people are going to be traveling from all over to come see them. We want to make sure that they experience not only artists, but everything our community and our campus has to offer.
Yeah. Well, we're so excited to have all these fun experiences coming, and hopefully students will take note, but also the community. This is not just students. This is anybody in the community.
Yep, and we are so excited to have them and are grateful for the support of the university to bring these type of events and arts and culture to the campus.
Now, your job is principally to get these artists to come. You're signing contracts. You're talking to people. Has that changed over the last year, who you're trying to find and how you're getting them here?
Yeah, if we go back a decade or 2 decades and look at the origins of Center Stage, it started as a fine arts program, right? It was traditionally bringing violinists, it was bringing piano players, maybe people to accompany the College of Visual and Performing Arts. These concerts were held in the Barris, sometimes in the Heart. And as that has grown, we've started to see more, I don't want to say popular acts because cello players, we love them as well, but more mainstream acts coming through. And as the college experience changes and the landscape changes, there's a lot of important things for students outside of education, and that's having a good time. And while we don't offer sports anymore, this opportunity of concerts has become a larger focus for the current administration. And so over the last few years, it's kind of grown and grown. And then when I stepped into the role in February, an extra emphasis was added on making sure we're not only bringing, those violinists and those cello players, which we still are bringing, right? But also the biggest and best acts that we can get. So people, want to come and see our shows and see our campus, whether they're current student or prospective students. So yeah, it's changed over the years, but we still bring, we have the Chicago Brass Quintet coming in April, which is one of the most renowned brass groups in the world. And so we still have those opportunities as well, but having Nate Bargatze is also an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, and that's a name people immediately recognize and go, BYU-Idaho.
Yeah. We, we're recording this, a little after noon, and this morning was when the announcement was made. And it's been funny. Someone wrote on there, this is one of the biggest comedians in the world. How did BYU-Idaho get them? And honestly, a great question. We're lucky to get it.
You're like hard work.
Yeah, you're like a lot of phone calls over the last 2 months.
Are you seeing artists are going to start taking note of Rexburg? Do you hope that becomes a destination for these groups that have never heard of us before, and all of a sudden going, wait, there's a 15,000 seat
auditorium? And yeah, that is actually. I mean, you look at our first. I don't want to say our first big one, but one of our biggest ones we've ever done was One Republic. And when their production manager come through, which their production manager is the person that oversees all the technical elements of the show, right? So from lightings to camera and things like that. And when he got there, he arrived a day early before the rest of the crew, and we're taking him on a tour of this facility. And he's like, guys, this is out of this world. He's like, there are very few venues that are comparable to this in technical capacity, especially when it comes to camera and streaming, and just the visual scope of it, right? And so, that kind of kicked the ball and started rolling down of people taking note. And, some of the artists that we have coming up, a contract we're working on for January, they heard about us through the One Republic deal that we made, and they reached out to us, and there's someone who is comparable or just as big as them. So hopefully that contract pushes through. But yeah, we're having people now starting to reach out to us. And also as we reach out to them, one of the main questions they ask is, who's performed at your venue before? And in the past, we were like, we've got a lot of general authorities that speak here, right. Which isn't a huge selling point for them. But now, we can say, hey, we've had, Andy Grammer, Ben Rector, One Republic, Lauren Daigle, Nate Bargatze, and people know that our venue and also our team is fully capable of executing these high-level events.
Yeah. Do you get some of the reactions after they leave? What are the artists themselves saying about the crowds, the people coming to cheer them on and hear their music or acts? Yeah,
the biggest thing we get here is our audiences are spectacular. And they love the energy, and even groups from smaller groups like Vocal Point or Gentry, who are more locally based, even in their concerts regionally, they always say that BYU-Idaho is one of the best audiences that they experience. And that has been the same with, One Republic. We were driving them back to the airport after the show, and they were just remarking on how great the audience was and a good experience it was for them, which is awesome because they had flown in from Asia, right? And, these super huge stadiums, and then to come play a show like us and then still, enjoy it is exactly what we want.
Yeah, they'll be playing for 60,000 fans or whatever, and then come to ours. Much smaller, but still plenty of people to fit in there.
Yep, exactly.
Excellent. Well, Tanner, this is so fun. I'm excited for what the next semesters bring, but for the fall semester, we got some great acts. And
we do.
Thank you for joining us.
No problem. Hopefully to be back soon.